Guys, back for this Monday slate. Hope you guys all had a good weekend. We have a 10-game slate for today. It's not a great week last week for baseball, not a very good week at all, but was able to close it out with the win on Sunday, which feels good. So started off the season really hot, then had a cold streak, so we're due for a hot streak. So let's keep it going, build off of yesterday. We're able to cash in on most of the single entry double ups with a 121.5 with Eichhoff and Strasburg as the pitchers, and both of those guys were pretty low owned. Strasburg was low owned, and Eichhoff was very, very low owned. So I'll take it. Let's keep it rolling today. You can hit up the website, dfsprocess.net, if you want to get on board for today. So at pitching options, we don't have a lot of good pitching options today. We do have one guy that's really cheap that we'll get to, but Flaherty doesn't really do much against this Brewers offense for me. He hasn't been great this season. Arrieta is a safe play, but he's almost at 10,000, and he has not been a strikeout pitcher last season, and this season he's not been a strikeout pitcher either. Just 18 strikeouts in 28 innings. I don't think I want to pay up that much for him. J.A. Happ has over a 7 ERA. He has been very bad so far as well, so I don't really want to play him. Matt Boyd against Boston in Fenway. He's been great. But that's always scary picking on Boston in Fenway, especially a lefty with Mookie and JD been crushing lefties. So he's not super appealing. Mike Miners, yeah, he's fine. He's probably in play if you're making a bunch of teams. But Chris Sale stands out a lot. Chris Sale has been terrible so far this season, but he has the most talent by far out of anybody on this slate. And the fact that he is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, the sixth highest priced pitcher is just a testament to how bad he's been so far this season. But last start, he got his velocity back, was over 95.5, his fastball. So he's starting to get his velocity back, which means it's a matter of time before he starts dominating like he's been for his whole career. He's just been off to a really slow start. He's had some tough matchups like the Yankees, the A's, the Mariners. Now he gets a really good matchup here against Detroit that they strike out a decent amount. Nobody in their lineup hits for a lot of power. And especially against lefties, the only guy that really scares me is Castellanos, but he's also been off to a slow start. Still has not even hit a home run yet. So I think Chris Sale is in for a big game, big bounce-back game. He's going to get back on track soon. He's not going to be this bad for this long. So I like Chris Sale as my SP1. Second pitcher I like is going to be Chris Bassett at 6,800. So he was good last season, and some starts that he made for the A's. He's going to be making his first start of the season, but as you can see, Bob Melvin says he can go 90 to 95 pitches, which is good enough for me. He's already thrown 3 rehab starts where he threw 70-plus pitches on the last one. So the fact that Melvin says he's going to throw, he can throw up to 95 pitches, that's a sign that I don't think he's going to, he's not going to be on a 50, 60 pitch count. He has some good upside. He's just really cheap at 6,800. Last season, he had a 3.02 ERA and had a K per 9 of almost 8. WHIP was under 1.91 last year. The Rangers do have a lot of good hitters in the lineup, but they're also a lot better at home. They get a tremendous ballpark downgrade going from Arlington into Oakland, especially Oakland at night. So I think Bassett's in for just a good, decent play, just a cheap option at your SP2. So for bats, a lot of good options to stack for today. I think the White Sox are in play. The Orioles, some of those hitters are in play. I love the Yankees as a really cheap stack. The Yankees are facing Matt Harvey, who leads the league in ERA among qualified starting pitchers. His ERA sits at 9.64. The Angels paid him $11 million, so he can have a 9.64 ERA through his first 4 starts. I do not think that was a very good investment for the Angels, but Matt Harvey's probably not complaining. Either way, I like the Yankees. If you look at their projected lineup, a lot of the hitters are really cheap. Like Torres is under 4,000. LeMahieu's only 3,800. He's a really good hitter. Tauchman's at 4,100. He's been hot, and he's going to get a lot of playing time. They're dealing with so many injuries that they have a bunch of just backup players, and those backup players are really cheap, and some of their starters as well are pretty cheap. So the Yankees are probably one of my favorite point per dollar stacks on the slate. I'm going to start it off with second baseman Gleyber Torres at 3,900. He is just a really good hitter, At this price tag, he's really appealing, gets a tremendous matchup against Matt Harvey. Harvey has been known to be bad against lefties, but he's also been terrible against righties over the past couple of seasons. He's just not been a good pitcher. This year, righties and lefties have been teeing off against him. Righties are hitting 325 to go with a 475 slugging percentage, and lefties are hitting 342 to go with a 711 slugging percentage. So he's been giving up a high batting average to both sides. He still gives up a little more power to left-handed hitters, but Torres has been a lot better hitter against righties than lefties, so that kind of evens it out for me. Torres is a career 277 hitter against righties compared to just a 246 hitter against lefties. Just has a lot of power, hitting right in the heart of the lineup. I like the Yankees stack today, and I like Torres' price. He has dual positional eligibility as well, so it makes it really easy to play him today. I like him a lot. Third baseman, I love Yoan Moncada at 4,900. So this could be a really big breakout season for Moncada. He's hitting over 315 on the season, already 6 home runs, 18 RBIs. He's also cut down on his strikeouts a bit, even though he is striking out at a decent clip, but he's just been hitting for a lot of power and a high average, which makes up for that. He's always been a much better hitter against righties. This season, against righties, he has a 362 ISO to go with a 690 slugging percentage and a 328 batting average. You can sign me up for that against David Hess in Baltimore. Gets a big ballpark boost as well, going into Camden Yards where the ball will fly out of the ballpark, especially against Hess, who gives up a lot of fly balls as well. Moncada is pretty expensive, but he's definitely been worth it. He also has stolen base upside as well. Seems like a really good spot for Moncada and this White Sox offense. So he's definitely one of my favorite pieces to target from the White Sox. In the outfield, I like Charlie Blackmon. So Blackmon is starting to heat up. He has been terrible on the road so far, just like he's always been. This season has been really bad on the road, hitting just 186. At home, he's hitting 469. So he gets that Coors Field bump again today. But he started to heat up as well after not hitting a home run in his first 3 weeks of the season. He's hit 2 in his past couple games. Gets a good matchup here against Jeremy Hellickson, who has struggled against left-handed hitters his whole career. So far this season, Hellickson has given up a 364 batting average and a 591 slugging to left-handed hitters, and Hellickson has held right-handed hitters to just a under a 150 batting average. So he's been really good against righties, but he's been terrible against lefties. Blackmon is the best left-handed hitter on the Rockies and at home in Coors Field, a guy that's been heating up with 3 straight 3-hit games. Blackmon is going to continue to be a really good play. Baseball, when hitters are hot, they tend to stay hot for at least a few games. Blackmon's in a pretty good hot streak, so definitely ride him again here in a good matchup against Hellickson. And then finally, I like Clint Frazier. Frazier's been balling so far this season, hitting 339 to go with 6 home runs, 17 RBIs. He gets another really good matchup here against Matt Harvey. Clint Frazier is another hitter on the Yankees that crushes right-handed pitching. Frazier on the season is hitting 383 against righties to go with a 298 ISO and a 681 slugging percentage. He's homered in back-to-back games and just gets a tremendous matchup here against Matt Harvey. And just like Torres, he's also been really good on the road as well this season. He's just a good hitter, and Harvey is just not a very good pitcher right now. So I like Clint Frazier a lot at that 4,300 price. So those are the 6 players that I like for today. I like the Yankees a lot. I like the White Sox and Orioles. And talk about some other Yankees to consider if you want to fill out a full stack. If you look at their outfield, it's completely bombarded with injuries. Gardner, Tauchman, and Frazier are going to make up the outfield. Gardner, I don't really play him that much just because I don't think he's that good of a hitter, even though he has 5 home runs already on the season. But most of those have come at home. He just doesn't have a ton of power, so he's probably my least favorite. Tauchman is really interesting because he's been really good. A limited amount of playing time, just 33 at-bats, but he has 3 home runs. He's going to get a lot of playing time, and he gets a really good spot in the batting order against Harvey. And he is a lefty, and we know Harvey's been bad against lefty, so Tauchman's definitely going to be on the list of players to consider from the Yankees. And that's about it for the video. I like the Yankees a lot, and I like the White Sox and Orioles, probably my top 3 teams to stack. And then I get into some Coors pieces like the lefties from Colorado. I like those guys a lot. But that's it for the video. Thanks for watching. Drop a like if you enjoyed, and good luck today.